Let's start out by talking a little bit about this issue of being a third-year player. How is that? Is that weird by any way, Stretch?
It's a little weird, but I mean, I'm not the only one. K-Pro and Nora.
You guys talk about it a little bit, about what you're going through and all that?
Not really. We just glad to be here another year.
Yeah. What made you, and I guess for you, the decision was made a couple of years ago, but what made you come a third year?
When I graduated early, I knew that before I made the decision, Coach Croy told me that I would possibly have the third year because of the COVID year. So
right.
I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah. It's such a strange era that we lived through with the COVID, and now Southwestern has canceled their women's game with you on Saturday. And I get to thinking that's kind of like the way it was a couple of years ago, where we didn't know where we'd play or if we'd play or anything like that.
Yep.
So, what's been the most enjoyable thing about being back for a third year?
Just the people I'm around and the coaches. I like being around them, and they're just fun.
Right. They've become, I'm sure, good friends.
Yeah, basically like family.
Yeah. You and I think people know this story, but you left high school at the semester of your senior year to come here. You stepped in right away. Although you didn't start that year, you certainly were seeing as many minutes as a starter. What was that transition like for you, going from high school to college and really one big breath?
It was different for sure, especially like how physical and fast the game is, but I got used to it. I can be physical back.
Yeah, well, for sure. I think the thing I've said most often on the air about you is you're so good on the offensive boards, not only getting the rebound but putting it back up, whether you draw a foul or hit the shot. Is that kind of the center of your game?
Kinda. I like to be more underneath and try to get those rebounds and putbacks. I'd rather be underneath, actually.
Yeah. But I mean, you do battle inside. You're a physical presence inside, and yet, you have stepped outside occasionally. hit a three-pointer
when I have to.
Yeah, I've always said that all the guards want to be posted up, and all the forwards and centers want to be outside shooting, right?
Yep.
Do you remember the three-pointers you've made here?
Just a few of them.
Yeah, you haven't taken many shots, so yeah.
I took one last night.
Did you really?
Yeah,
and how'd you do?
I made it.
Good for you. That's fantastic.
Go back out there.
Every time you make one of those, that defender's got to inch out a little bit next time. So yeah. You told me off air that you really thought that in the second half against Ellsworth, you started clicking as a team. Tell me a little bit about that. What was that like?
Well, at the beginning, like towards the games before, we just weren't clicking like our passes or knowing where the other players are going. And last night I felt like we were moving more and knowing where each other was going to be. Sure,
yeah, and even though you have so many returners, that's a little bit difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. Throwing in another one and having to get Yanni used to what we're going to be doing.
Right. No question, she's a talent that we're fortunate to have.
Yeah.
But you've got a lot of people on your roster who are extremely talented.
We do.
Yeah, and what's that like to be around a group like that?
It's good because if I need a break, or if Nora or somebody, we've got people on the bench that can step up, like Mary and Tori or Chandler and Tanaya.
Yeah.
They can always just come in and give us a break real quick.
Yeah. Last year, obviously, you went to the Nationals and did very well. You came out this year ranked in the top 10. Is that too much pressure? Is it okay to be in that position where people notice you and know that it's going to be you're going to give them a big run?
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, kind of like scares them and makes them, I don't know.
Yeah, like an old friend of mine said, he was a dominant coach. He said, when we walk in the gym and they see our names, that's worth 5 points. That's a nice position to be in. How about school? What kind of position are you in school? What do you, as a third-year student, how do you handle the academic part? Because you have to be a full-time student.
Well, knowing that when I was going to graduate, Coach Croy and I we planned, since I was going to be here 3 years, that we had to limit how many per semester.
Sure.
So we had to basically pretty dang close to even, like, for all 3 years. But I picked up a certificate, so I had a couple more classes to take, but it's been fine.
Yeah, yeah. How about next? What's next for you after this basketball season?
I'm not sure.
Really?
I don't know yet.
Want to play somewhere?
I haven't made that decision yet. I don't know.
What about in your career? What I mean, your professional career after basketball? Where are you leaning with that?
I like to work. I like to.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not here, or if I'm not at school or at basketball, I'm at work.
Right. And where do you work?
Thompson River Ag.
Yeah, because your degree's going to be something to do in agriculture, right?
It's ag business.
You see yourself working in the ag field as an owner or an employee? What are you thinking?
I'm not really sure. I like the employee kind. I like dealing with the seed and getting it to the farmers and treating it.
Good life.
Yep, it's not bad.
Good life. Finally, the last thing I'd like to know is when this season is over and you look back on it, say you get reunion in 20 years or something, what do you want to be able to talk about with your teammates in the future about this team and this moment in your life?
Just I don't know. I like to talk about how we went to the national tournament and how hopefully we get there this year and can talk about that this year. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a moment in your life that you'll cherish no matter what happens.
Yep.
I know you will.
Yep.
So, Macie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment.